Asking for someone's opinion makes you look stupid. And I'm not saying that just for clickbait, so you get triggered. You know the answer deep inside, and you just value other people's opinions more than you value your own. And there is a few different reasons why we do this. I've learned to discipline my brain, listen to my own discernment, my gut, my intuition. The first reason you do this is you have a need for validation. If you consistently need someone there to guide you, to give you their opinion, it means that you don't have proper trust in yourself. You don't have self-trust. For some reason, you're putting your trust in the hands of other people. You don't want to give everyone else more power over your own life. If you consistently seek for validation in other people's opinions, you're going to be living for them, not for you. And a lot of the times when it's a need for validation, you don't even listen to that person's advice most of the time. You may just go to them because they make you feel seen or heard. Maybe it's a friend that you know will always agree with you or back you up no matter what, instead of actually trying to help you reflect, trying to help you become a better person, and they let you stay stagnant. This validates you. You constantly go to the people that you know will make you feel better or won't give you the actual advice that you really need because you want to feel validated in your own feelings, in your own emotions, and your own opinions. When really, if you want to feel validated, you can get that all from yourself. Making your own opinion, coming up with your own ideas, and going about your life in your own way is the most validating thing of all. All your lessons, all your experiences, all your greatest desires, your worst fears come from you, no one else. No one else can get the credit. After validation, you're probably a people pleaser. You constantly need to ask someone's advice or opinion on things because you want to make everyone else around you happy. And trust me, I used to be that way too. I thought that by making everyone else happy, I'd also be happy. I want the people around me to radiate higher and be at a higher vibration so I can also be that way. But you cannot control that in other people. Just because you are validating someone's opinion or you're taking their advice or you're saying that they're right, that doesn't make them feel any worse or any better than they previously did. A lot of the times when you're a people pleaser, you value someone else's ideas or opinions or advice more than you value your own, and it can also cause you to not even think for yourself anymore, and you start just living a life that is kind of catered around that person, or that person again rules your reality. People pleasing can also lead to very, very quick burnout. I had this done to me a bunch of times. When I am trying to make sure everyone else is happy, you put yourself at the bottom of the list, and that's very, very common, especially for us women. We always put ourselves on the bottom of that self-care list. We're so busy people pleasing and asking all these people what they want and what they think, and then when two people conflict one another, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be even more confused, and you're gonna be way more out of body, and you're gonna be ruling from your headspace all over again, which was the problem to begin with. Stop putting the change of your reality in someone else's hands. When you are a people pleaser, you are basically a puppet with strings attached, letting all these other people that you value in your life try to rule over you. What's also common in people pleasers is that you are anxiously attached. You have an anxious attachment style. And that could be to a place, it could be a person, it could be to a thing, an event. You are insecure about something and you need consistent reassurance. Now, reassurance isn't a bad thing. Everyone needs to be reassured at some points. That's why we say I love you, that's why we compliment others. But if you are the type of person that needs it consistently, it shows that you are insecure and you have low self-esteem. Anxiously attached people are constantly placing someone else's value, their happiness, whatever it may be, over themselves every time. They're usually those who are putting others on a pedestal and almost idolizing them instead of understanding that this is just a normal person like me, and just because I love them or I care for them, it doesn't mean that I need to gain my self-worth from that person. By you constantly asking reassurance because of your insecurities from some guy, you are basically telling him that you need him to feel good about yourself. You need him to feel secure. You need him to have self-esteem, when that is not true. You can provide yourself real security and self-esteem. You can make yourself feel better. Stop putting your entire personhood and your soul in the hands of someone else, because the moment that person no longer validates you or no longer reassures you, you're gonna feel like you have no more self-worth, when your self-worth is supposed to come from inside you. All the things I just listed result in perfectionism, guilt and shame, and overwhelming anxiety. Perfectionists usually procrastinate and feel like nothing is ever good enough, or nothing they can do is totally right, or they feel like they could always do better. Perfectionists love to ask for other people's opinions because they want to see what every other option could be. What is something that they didn't see that someone else did? But sometimes it's not what's in the eye of someone else. Whatever you're trying to perfect, once you feel in your body that it is done, that it is good, that's when you know you can let it go. Asking for other people's opinions can make you feel guilty or shameful when something goes wrong, or you choose not to listen to them. You'll ask for someone else's opinion, but deep down you feel like it's the wrong thing and you go with someone else. You don't want to be carrying some guilt if what you chose was wrong or it was better than what they said, and now you feel awkward because you're gonna have to talk to them and tell them that you went against what they said. Like, you're going to make yourself overthink. It's just easier, instead of asking for all these people what they think, that you can just find it within yourself, create your own choice, go with what your gut says or what you feel. Don't even think about if it's right or wrong, because there is no wrong decision, and just go for it. You don't want to have to deal with the shame of if you choose something and you do it wrong when someone told you not to do it and you were like, oh, they were right, I should have listened. Why do you want to live with that? Why do you want to live with any consequence? There's so many moments where I tell myself in my head, maybe I should do it this way, or maybe I should try that way, and I don't listen to myself. And then I go and do that said thing, and it winds up wonky or wrong, or I didn't complete what I needed to complete, and I kind of like bash on myself because I'm like, why didn't I listen to what I was thinking? Why didn't I listen to what my body felt like it needed to hear? How would that feel if it was an actual other person telling me, hey, do it this way, and I didn't listen, and then I came out wrong? Then I'm gonna have to live with that. I'd rather just tell myself, oh, I should have listened to myself. Now I know when I get that feeling next time, okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm not going to ignore my own intuition. When you are always valuing someone else's opinion, you can get extremely anxious, especially if you're constantly asking it from many people. If you want many people's opinions on things, you probably need to journal it out. If you feel the need to constantly say the same thing or ask the same question to many different people, and guess what, they're all gonna give you different answers, you're gonna be sitting there with all those different answers, all those different ideas, and you're going to get anxious and you're not gonna make any moves. You're not gonna do anything for yourself because all you're thinking about is, well, this person said that, but that person said contradicts them, and they also said the total opposite thing, so what am I supposed to do? You sit there and you blame that, and you sit on the problem instead of actually like putting actionable steps towards fixing the problem. You use the excuse of being overwhelmed and anxious about all these other people's opinions that you didn't have to ask for, and now you're using it as an excuse to just sit there and stay stagnant and not do anything. So how do we get rid of this? The people pleasing, the need for validation, the perfectionism. You need to recognize your need for approval. You have to tell yourself, okay, I can sense that I'm insecure and I don't trust myself, and I am going to other people and asking for their opinion because I seek approval. To ask yourself, what is the approval for? Is it for acceptance? Is it to feel loved? Is it because I lack safety in myself? Notice the moments where you reach for your phone to call or text or ask someone for their opinion. Think of those moments. What do those feel like? What triggers them? Is it surrounding men? Is it surrounding money, work, school? Think of all those things, and when you feel like, oh, I should text and ask for this person's opinion, stop yourself, think critically, analyze it, reflect. Why do I value this person's opinion on this subject matter? Is it because they reassure you that you're doing the right thing and it makes you feel safe? Because they will secretly validate your own opinion so you don't have to second guess yourself? It could be a bunch of different things, but you have to do the work and reflect on it. Next, you have to identify and change approval-seeking thoughts, which can look like this. If they don't like me, I'll be rejected. I need to make sure I make everyone around me happy. You need to catch that thought and ask what it does for you, and if that is actually your reality. Is it true that when you're around someone and you think they don't like you, that if you go out to them, they actually will reject you? With every single person you think that of? No. Is it true that if everyone around you is unhappy, that they're no longer going to cater to you and want to be around you? No, that's not true either. You don't need to make everyone happy for them to want to be around you or with you. Ask if you're assuming that or it's an actual reality for you. More times than not, it's not really your reality. That's like saying 95% of the people in my life are gonna reject me if I don't go through with their opinion, which isn't true because you have people that actually do love you and care for you and like you for you. And lastly, you have to accept the discomfort that comes with this change. There is no change in comfort. If you remain comfortable, that means you're remaining at the same vibration and you are never growing. Growth comes with discomfort. When we are constantly seeking validation, it's all we know how to do. And it's gonna be really hard to put your phone down and not go and ask your best friend or your mom or your boyfriend, whoever it is, about their opinion on something. You have to embrace the discomfort and kind of play with it a little. And what I mean by that is I will just sit by myself. Like, let's say if I don't know what I want for dinner, instead of asking, hey babe, what do you want to eat? I sit with myself, close my eyes, give me 10 seconds, and I figure it out right then and there. And I just go for it, especially if I wake up and I don't know what I want for breakfast. The first thing that pops into my head, I make it. And yeah, it was uncomfortable at first because I was constantly questioning myself and making myself anxious. But when you start to see, oh, every time I truly listen to myself and my body and my intuition, 99% of the time is the right decision, you learn to trust your body more and know that it knows what it wants. You know that you can validate your own thoughts and feelings without needing someone else to validate it for you. And when you experience guilt or anxiety or fear, when you're in the midst of making decisions, when you're in this new discomfort of not asking for other people's opinions or approval, you feeling those things is just a sign of your body trying to keep you safe. What happens is we trick our body into being comfortable with the feelings of anxiety or guilt or fear. We use other people's opinions and validation and the constant having to speak out loud and ask everyone that we know for their opinion on things. We use that again as validation. When you no longer are using that as your tool for gaining validation and you have to get it within yourself, your body isn't used to that. Your body is still learning how to get away from that. And that's where a lot of the fear comes in. Your body is confused and that is okay. But you have to remember, my body feels like this, but mentally know this is the discomfort I'm meant to feel so I can keep growing. Your emotions do not have control over you. Your body does not have control over you. Your mind is your ruler and it is your superpower. You do not need someone else's opinion or advice or validation to rule your own life. You deep down know all the answers rest inside you. And it's now up to you to trust yourself, to embrace the discomfort, and finally go headstrong and no longer need anyone else's validation. You live for you, not for someone else. Okay, ladies, I hope you enjoyed that video. I had such a great time making it. I really, truly realized within this past year that asking for other people's advice or opinions, I don't need it anymore. And it's such a freeing feeling to know that my body tells me what I need every single day. So I will see you ladies in the next one. Bye.